Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friend Bats. My name is Jared. That's my boy Carl, and this is Batman #2 by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez with Toei Moro as on colors. And boy, I thought the first issue was fantastic, and so I was like, what's issue 2 going to be like? And I really waited this. I had a lot of anticipation, and I saw when it came out. I have a subscription for it. Really looking forward to it. And I'm just like checking the mail every day, the day it was released. And who is it? Who not Heidi Ho. Midtown Comics took their sweet time and made me wait 8 days after release to get Batman #2, which I understand snail mail and everything, but goodness, like, what's the point of having a subscription if I don't get it the day it comes out? Okay, but that's just my gripe. And so, for context, when I got into comics, when I was 10, I really would just buy random Batman issues and not know what was going on. And kind of just, that was the way it was. And then around 97, or in 97, I saw the episode Sins of a Father of the new Batman animated series. And I was at first kind of like, what's up with this new Robin? And then at the end, Dick Grayson shows up and says, hey, you can't be a boy wonder forever. And I was just like, I didn't know there was another Robin. But I did remember as a kid, there was the death of a Robin story. So I wasn't really sure what the heck happened. So I went to my local comic shop, and they had sold me Tales of the Teen Titans #44. And because I wanted to know what happened to Robin and why he's not Robin anymore. And so that's what they sold me. Very funny, like, because I didn't know anything about anything, no Titans or anything. And so I was like, what about the other Robin? So they started selling me like stories and back issues of Batman Year 3, Death in the Family, things like that. And we still have those issues today. And once I got into mainline comics, or not mainline, but monthly comics, I started buying monthly after a couple of years. About like, I don't know, I was like going into 9th grade when I started collecting monthly. And this is a long roundabout to say, I fell in love with the Tim Drake comic book. It was one of my favorite ongoing series of all time, but I haven't read it in so long. So I have this very like nostalgia goggles for Tim Drake. And so I read that comic multiple times every month, right? A new issue would come out, I'd read it 3 or 4 times, wait for the next issue, read it 3 or 4 times. And that's just how I read Robin and Nightwing for a long time. And since like New 52, they've been really doing my boy Tim dirty. Tynan there was a moment of like, I want to say clarity, but like solace, like, oh, okay, yeah, we care about Tim. And then they just, DC's like, oh yeah, forget about Tim, whatever. We'll make him relevant some other way. It hasn't seemed to work out for them very well. And so I noticed in Chip Zdarsky's run, this is going to be a long video before I even open the damn book. In Chip Zdarsky's run, I was really loving how much care he had for Tim Drake. And I was like, oh yeah, Chip Zdarsky's like me and my friends, like Tim Drake is our favorite. And it shows. And Matt Fraction is like good friends with Chip Zdarsky. And I personally, this is my personal opinion, I think the Chip Zdarsky Batman run is the best Batman run since probably like Judd Winnick. Personally, that's me personally. And, you know, you don't have to agree. If you were Grant Morrison, Scott Snyder, Tom King, Tinian, I totally respect that. But for me, I think the Chip Zdarsky run is just peak. And so I was really looking forward to Batman by Matt Fraction, because he's like best friends with Chip Zdarsky. So I'm like, they're going to share notes and they're going to have a similar writing style. And boy, does Matt Fraction just kill it in this issue. And like, what I really do appreciate is like, essentially that they're doing a soft reboot where like Tim is still like a teenager, but Damian is living with Bruce, and that's just the way it is. And like, they're acting like Tim learning how to drive is a new thing. And as much as, you know, my brain instantly goes back to like Redbird. I'm like, Tim Drake had his own like Robin mobile. Okay, I'm curious, you know? And so we get these flashbacks where Bruce is teaching Tim how to drive, and we jump back to the present of Tim being a superhero. And just Jorge Jimenez is incredible. His art is just perfect for Batman and just DC heroes in general. And we get this really, like, this moment here. I was like, oh, like, and then I turn the page and I was like, oh, like, I gasped. And you know, I'm a 40-year-old man, and I haven't gasped at a comic in quite a while. And so I was like, oh no, like, I know Tim's not gonna die, but now we're gonna get a real like emotional story. So we get back in these flashbacks of Tim not knowing how to drive. And I thought this was really funny, because if you know how to drive stick, you understand how the clutch works. When Bruce's foot off the clutch, he's all, but now, and then Damian just eats crap. That cracked me up, because if you know how to pop, if you know when you pop the clutch, and it just stalls, that's really funny. And so I really dug this scene. This scene is fantastic. So overall, this issue is just a very well written story with incredible art of not only Tim Drake's relationship to Bruce, but Bruce's relationship to Tim, and how they are like almost the perfect dynamic duo. And when it comes to being Batman and Robin, they, in my opinion, they are the best Batman and Robin duo. And it should always be that way if I had a choice. Damian's great. I love Damian, but he's not my Robin. Tim Drake is my Robin. And I just really like, you know, Bruce caring for this kid that he doesn't need to. And I really dig how like Bruce gets shot and Tim's like, hey, I gotta get you out of here. And this whole like teaching Tim how to drive is in the scenario of like, oh, what if he needs to drive the Batmobile one day and he's not going to be able to do it because he can't figure out how to work the clutch properly. And so that time comes today, and he drives the Batmobile. And I just love this. Like, this is like the old silliness of good Batman writing. He's like, how many gears do you need in this thing? He like looks down in the gear shift and it's like, it's 13. He's like, of course. What the hell do you need 13 gears for? Don't yell. You got your 9 standard, 3 quantum gears used during I don't know, I must have third grade reading level. I can read this in my mind, but I can't say it out loud. Crisis events. And then there's the secret gear, 13. And he's like, secret gear, what does that even mean? And then just takes off. And yeah, Tim knows how to drive and save Bruce. And so I don't like that they do this. I wish there was a little like come back next time, because this was like, I'm like, okay, oh, is this a preview? Is it over? Is it over? What do you mean? There's no more? And it was just like, oh man. And so that was kind of disappointing. So my only gripe of me not liking about this comic is, can we get a like, come back in November for Batman #3? See you next time. Can we get a editor's letter? That'd be nice, So overall, fantastic comic, man. This was just an absolute love letter to Tim Drake and Bruce Timm's dynamic, and I love it. I love it. This is, if you watch my boy Nightwing Stan, he had said recently, and I totally agree, we're only 2 issues in, and it's already a classic. And so I'm going to leave it with that. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.